What's up, everybody? This is Paul Newell checking in on the Heal.Thy.Man.Chronicles channel. Also on IG, Facebook, who you with? Bless up to you all. These conversations, these Heal.Thy.Man.Chronicles, these are specifically for men. And based on things I experienced as a man and also things that I've written about in the Heal.Thy.Man method. So this is always going to be something about really looking into life and how we're living it. So today is about service and serving from a wound or serving from purpose. Question to ask you: have you ever found yourself giving and helping and showing up for everybody, everybody else, and then wonder why you are left feeling drained or unseen? Okay. That's the question. And today, when we're talking about are you serving from a wound or from purpose, the question is which is your service coming from? What is driving what you're doing? And this was something I had to look out for and really look at. And this was a difficult to really look at and examine. But the intention for today is digging into the difference between wounded service and purposeful service. And how to free yourself from cycles of burnout, resentment, or even this self-sacrifice martyrdom stuff that I found myself in, and it was far from comfy. So let's get into this, and feel free to add in comments. If you're watching the replay, you can type in hashtag replay, put in comments, I'll get back to them. Let's define the two paths to service. All right. So the first path is purpose-driven service. What does that mean? Now, look, you can pause this, and if you have a journal with you, you can write down what this means for you. And what I found that it means for me is that being on purpose-driven service, when I'm in service, is coming from an abundance. Another way to describe it is an overflow, and it nourishes me while it also nourishes others. And the thing about this is I find that this can be rooted in alignment rather than performance. So to give you an example, well, actually, let me go over the second path, which is wounded service. And again, you can pause or if you're watching the replay, you can pause this, or while you're watching live, you can also jot some stuff down. Wounded service. Bless up to people that are joining. Thank you. Wounded service comes from unhealed trauma, guilt, shame, and also a need to prove your wealth. Bless up. Yeah, Zeka. Now, this also, I found that from wounded service, this drains you. This can leave you completely empty. And it's also a form of self-neglect. Yes, this is seriously a form of self-neglect. And it's a mask rather than a mission. So here's a question to ask, and I'm going to share this example. So if you stop serving today, and if no one saw what you were doing, would you still feel worthy? That's a question. Especially now, a lot of what we see is your social media promotion, things like this. So I know for me, when I was in this stage in a very wounded place, going through my divorce and separation and all these things, and dealing with child co-parenting situations, I found myself really diving into these initiation weekends. And like, I went through one, I saw the impact it did for me, and then I was like, damn, I'm going to freaking show this to everybody. Every man, come and do a weekend. Now, in the time being, right, I'm like, okay, I'm being of service, man. I want to help other men that are going through their stuff or help them through. Looking back on it, I was doing it because I wanted to feel worthy, because I was feeling like crap at that time. Crap. So, and also looking back on it, I was being in that wounded service rather than having that time with my son. Now, a lot of weekends I'd be like, listen, I got to be on this weekend. Like, this is important. And really, it was for me. And also because I'd be so tapped into something else that I would get compliments that I usually wouldn't get. So it was feeding me. It was feeding that wounded part, and it became. I was like doing it for like a performance rather than really being a service, and that had me stop doing weekends because I was like, yo, I gotta look at my own stuff, man. I gotta see what's going on. So speaking of what's going on, let's talk about some of the signs that you may be serving from a wound, right? So some of the things that I recognized is that at the end of the weekends, I would be so depleted. I'd be drained. Like I'd take my bath and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I needed this. And I would feel like this angst, this anxiety. So I was like, yo, this is interesting. That's when I started to examine. I was like, after the weekend I had, I'm thinking I would feel something different. So that's when I started recognizing something may be off. And then I recognized that it was tough for me to say no. Hey, you want to do a weekend? Yup. Hey, you want to do a weekend? Yup. And I was doing these weekends, and they're emotionally taxing and draining, man. Like, yo, to staff them, and then like there's different leader tracks. Like, so there's a lot of things to pay attention to. Not to mention, like in each weekend, there would be something in me that would change as I was helping others change. So when I started looking at that, I started really looking at, okay, I'm jumping in this to be the fixer, to be the helper. And that's when it really felt uncomfortable because it felt like it was free of coming from me. Like it was coming from something different. So I was like, yo, something's just not right. So I was using service as a distraction from my own needs because looking back on it at the time, I just need to chill by myself and freaking like not do a thing. Like just, hey man, take care of my own stuff. Like really take care of myself. And I was using service as a way to do that. Now, I want you, if this is resonating with you, bless up to you. And please note that this isn't about shame. It's about getting real with where you're coming from. Because serving from a wound doesn't heal the wound, it repeats it. It just keeps it going within and also without. So let's talk about the cost of this wounded service. What's really at stake? Let's talk about it. Like this is when you're going from a place of wounded service, you get burned out, bitter, you're disconnected from yourself. Also, if you're willing to look at it, there could be an underlying story that I only matter when I'm giving. It's hey, it's just something to think about. That's all. Just saying. And one of the costs of serving from this wounded service is serving from a wound can create resentment toward the very people you're trying to help. I found this too because I was like, man, these dudes don't want help. You know what? And I was Captain Huff and Puff. That was the nail in the coffin. Realized, yo, okay, where am I coming from with this? Like, what's really happening? So when I serve, I'm speaking for myself here. When I serve from this emptiness, I create more emptiness. When I serve from overflow, that's when I create some authentic, lasting impact. So let's talk about shifting from that wounded to the purposeful. How does this happen? I got 5 tips for you, okay? We're going to go through each one of them. If you're watching the replay, you can come back, take your time, journal on each one, whatever works for you. I'm good with. I'm good with. So listen, so let's go with the first one. Pause and reflect. If you're about to be a service or you're in service right now and you find yourself spread very thin, you feel you're doing a lot of things, any free time that you have, you're putting into something of service, okay? Now, pause and reflect means asking yourself a question. What's the reason I'm really doing this? What's the reason I'm really doing this? Aman, bless up. Great to see you, Bev. And then look at what do I need in return? Okay, so this may sound like crazy, like I'm of service, I don't need anything in return. And that's a bunch of BS. It could be that, hey, and this is free of it being ashamed. This is about being real about the conversation. Like, yo, listen, what do you really want to get from this? Is it like, hey, I want to help myself heal? If that's what it is, be real with it. Be honest with it. That's the intention, right? If the intention is out of alignment, then again, you're coming from a place of woundedness. Now, the second one that you want to look at, right, that I had to look at is reconnect with self. This looks at the key question here. Would I still do this if no one clapped, reposted, or thanked me? This is important because, again, the social media age, hey, I'm posting. I even find myself like, yo, I'm posting this because I think it's important for people to see. Now, there are some people that will post a post because they want to be seen. Okay. Watch the distinction here. Like if I'm posting because I want people to see this event, this good thing happening out here. Okay, where's that coming from? If I'm posting to be seen, like, hey, look at me, look what I did. Look what I did. I'm the freaking dude. I'm that. That's be cautious. That's coming from a wound. Okay. So reconnect with self. Would I still do this if no one clapped, reposted, or thanked me for it? If you can say yup, then you're coming from a purposeful place. Now, the third one that we're going to take a look at is boundaries. This is something that was important for me because I recognized it was tough for me to say no. And that comes from a people pleaser place. And again, that's coming from a wounded place. My people pleaser was like, if I say no, like I won't be accepted. They won't see me for the good that I really care, right? That's a performance. I'm doing it for someone else rather than doing it for myself. So this is about setting the boundaries is more than just saying no. It's really about learning to say yes with intention rather than obligation. Okay. Again, learning to say yes with intention rather than obligation. We can say, hey, learn boundaries about saying no. They go, okay, yeah, that's great. Then I know for me, I was saying no to everything. And those some of those things were pivotal for my growth and my own healing. So be mindful of that. This next one, the fourth one, is fill your cup first. Okay, fill your cup first. This is something that can be tough for dudes, man, because we're thinking about providing, provision, protection. Like a lot of times, I was speaking about this in a conference yesterday. We were talking about physical and emotional well-being. What are the things that we do to restore ourselves, replenish ourselves, right? If I'm of service, then what are the ways that I can go out and I say, okay, like what are the ways that refill me, like nourish me? Like one of the things that I've been working on right now is every Friday night I take a bath. It's my way to separate from the week, get into the weekend, and also get ready for what's next and just let myself go. So what is that for you? Is it meditation? Is it movement? Journaling? Prioritize your inner nourishment first. And again, this is going to have you coming from a place of overflow and abundance. Last one, alignment. God, choose ways to serve that bring you joy, peace, and resonance. If this fails to resonate with you for some reason, you're most likely doing it for a performance. You're doing it from a wounded place. When it aligns, it makes it a lot easier to come from that overflow, right? Come from that space to be like, oh, Junk, hey, you know what? Like this means a lot to me. I went through this. I want to help other people. Now, again, this is where we start to take in these other factors here, because if you're starting to be of service for something you experience, please, por favor, make sure that you've healed that space, that you know whatever your experience was, what did you get from it, that now I could take from this experience and I could harness and funnel it to be a service somewhere else. That's serving in alignment, because that will bring you peace. That will also bring you resonance. So as we start to wrap up now, I appreciate all you all for the time. Thank you for those that joined. Bless up Zeka, bless up Aman. I failed to know who checked in on Facebook, but bless up you two. I'm unable to see that, but whoever showed up, thank you. I appreciate you. And here's a final thought. You don't have to prove your worth, or you can, I want to change the language up. You can be free of proving your worth or that you're worthy. You already are worthy. Purposeful service is free of taking from you. It comes through you. It comes through you. So bless up. Something to think about before the next time you serve. Pause. Where is this service, this call to serve? Where is it coming from? Is it coming from your purpose, or is it coming from your pain? And speaking of that, listen, man, if you're interested in really being a part of this, really getting going, like this movement, and really being a purposeful service, check out this Pain into Purpose. If you're interested in this t-shirt, you're like, yo, Paul, that looks kind of fresh. Great. Put t-shirt in the comments. I'll send you a link to get it, or I'll get the size and all that stuff. We'll hook it up. And yeah, man, it'll be a good look. I'm looking to get more of this out here, more of these type of intentional types of shirts and services. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. And listen, drop a comment. What resonated with you? Where in your life do you find that you're serving from a wound? Or could it be that, or where do you feel your purpose pulling you towards now? And please be sure to subscribe to the channel, share, tap in with any more real talk about healing, energy, self-mastery, or my guys, something you want me to cover that's specific to you. Hook me up. Let me know. All right. Peace, everybody. And also remember, the book is out there. The book is out there. The book is out there. Hey. So listen, get your books. Get your books. So I'm going to take this thing out of here. Right. Get your books. Right. Pick them up today. Bless up. Thank you. I appreciate you. Until next time. Yeah.